What's up, awesome YouTubers? Rhine1988 or Justin back here to do a video for you guys, and this is going to be my last video for October. So happy Halloween to you all. It is Halloween. It is the day of Halloween. It is an awesome day for me. It is my favorite holiday. I love Halloween, love everything about it, and I love the month of October, so I'm sad it's already over. This month went by fast, but I've had a lot of fun. It's been great to watch a lot of horror movies, and I've had a lot of fun doing these top fives for you guys. Now, they haven't been, on the day that I said they were going to be, which would be Friday, every Friday. With life going on and things happening, it's just hard to keep up with that. But I try to do these top fives at least close or as soon as possible. And instead of doing 5 of them, I did 4, and this is my last one. And I'm changing it up this year, or this time. Instead of doing new horror films to check out or Halloween essentials, I think every October when I do these top 5s, I'm going to do the last one being horror movies I've watched this October that I recommend to you guys. If you have not seen them yet, or if you have seen them and you haven't seen them in a while, check them out either this October while you have time or next October, because these are great horror films, or watch them all year round. These are great horror films to watch all year round. So, starting off, I'm going to talk about a new horror movie that I have not mentioned at all on my channel, and this is one of my favorite horror movies of the year, and that is We Are Still Here. Now, this is a supernatural ghost haunted house type of film that surrounds a couple, one of them being Barbara Crampton. Her and her husband decide to move to this farmhouse to kind of get away from, or to start a new life when their teenage son passes away. And they're still grieving at this time, but they're ready to move on and try to do something different. Kind of get away from the dark past, losing their son. And so, like I said, they move to this farmhouse, and during the movie, their friends come to visit them to kind of be there for them at this time. And around everything, strange things start happening in the house, and you find out that the house is haunted. And the townspeople kind of, are involved in some way. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But that's the basic idea of the film without giving stuff away. Now, I love We Are Still Here. This is, like I said, one of my favorite horror films by far this year. I had such an awesome time watching this. I did not know what I was expecting because I really didn't know anything about this film. But for me, it's a great film. Barbara Crampton, I love her. Reanimator, You're Next. Lisa Marie, the ex-wife or ex-girlfriend to Tim Burton, she's in this, and it's great to see her in a kind of bigger role now. And in fact, this is probably one of the roles where she has a lot more lines than she ever did in the Tim Burton movies besides Ed Wood. And she does a great job as well. And just overall, if you have not seen We Are Still Here, if you like House of the Devil and The Innkeepers, the type of slow-paced movies, overall I say check this one out. I loved it, and the ending, the last probably 10 minutes of this movie, kind of takes the movie on a different turn, and there's no big twist to it, but the whole time this movie's kind of a slow-paced, creepy little ghost house film, and then something happens within the last 10 minutes and it turns to chaos, and I loved it. So, We Are Still Here. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check this one out. The next one is a sequel or prequel to its original movie, and that is Amityville 2: The Possession. Now, this one surrounds a family moving into this house, the famous Amityville house that's haunted. And once they move in, their older son starts to act strange, and eventually he gets possessed by a demon in the movie. And, you've seen this film. If not, this is a minor spoiler. But during the film, he kills his family, and a lot of crazy things happen after that. So, bad plot synopsis. I know it's terrible. And like I said, a lot of people have probably seen this, so I don't really need to, leave out spoilers with this one. But Amityville 2, The Possession, was a film that, as, I first started watching it, while I found it to be creepy, I also wasn't as big of a fan of it. But watching it a couple years ago and rewatching it this October, I have to say, I appreciate this movie so much more. In fact, I love the film, and it's my second favorite, close to being my favorite, but I still love the original one slightly better for nostalgia reason. I still like that one better. I'm going off somewhere. But Amityville 2, nonetheless, is a awesome sequel or prequel to the first film, an awesome follow-up to the first movie. And while I love Amityville 3D, I personally love it, I think this is definitely a better film. And some people actually say this is their favorite one, and I can understand why. But for me, like I said, the original, I just love that movie, and I have, childhood memories watching that film. So, but Amityville 2, The Possession, definitely one I love now and I appreciate a lot more. So, check it out if you haven't seen it in a while, or if you've never seen it, definitely go watch it. The next one is a Carpenter classic, and it's my second favorite Carpenter film, so it's not Halloween, but it's still an awesome movie, and that is John Carpenter's The Fog, the original Fog. Please don't go see the remake. I used to like the remake, but I rewatched it probably a few years ago, and I shook my head. I was like, yeah, it's definitely not one that lives up to when I first saw it in theaters. But The Fog, the original, just an awesome horror movie. It still lives up very well in my personal opinion. After rewatching it, over 10 years of many watches, I still love the film like I did when I first saw it. You have a great cast in this movie, a variety of different actors, including Tom Atkins, Adrienne Barbeau, Jamie Lee Curtis, and her mother, Janet Leigh, and so many others. Basically, this surrounds a small little island town that one year, on a certain anniversary, this fog starts appearing. And in the fog, there are ghosts that come back and kill people. And there's a reason behind it. If you have never seen it, I don't want to spoil it for you. But that's the basic idea of the movie. And these townspeople have to survive the fog on a certain night. I love the film, like I said. It is my second favorite Carpenter movie. And for me, there's a lot of creepy things about the film. The one thing that really creeps me out the most is the music. With John Carpenter, his music in a majority of his films is definitely, a character in itself in the movies. And it works really well with the films. And especially with this movie and Halloween, I think the music in both movies are just very creepy and effective. I also love the cast. Like I said, you got a great variety of cast members in this. And the ghosts, they're creepy as well. You don't see their faces too much, but you see them there. And, for ghosts that, don't really do too much, they're creepy. Very creepy. And the fog itself is very creepy. So, I love The Fog. If you have not seen this movie or it's been a while, please go check it out. I know, some people love it, and I've known some people that don't like it, and that's okay. Everybody has their personal opinions, but The Fog for me is one of my favorites. The next one is a late 90s horror movie that when it came out, it got a lot of buzz. You probably know what I'm talking about. If not, it is The Blair Witch Project. This is one of the first found footage movies. Not the first one, but one of the first ones. And it's one that, when it came out, got a lot of talk, and a lot of people seemed to love it back then. But over the years since this movie's come out, I've heard people say they're not a fan of it. And for me, like I said, everybody has their personal opinions and their own taste in movies. But I still love this movie since the first time I saw it. I think over the past definitely over the past 10 years. It's even more than that. This film still lives up very well. And it's very creepy. Again, like with The Fog, the atmosphere itself is creepy. The actors in this movie, even though it wasn't real, they're very believable. And the last 3 minutes or 5 minutes when they get to the house is a creepy ending. I love the ending. So if you've never seen The Blair Witch, or if you haven't seen it in a while, please go back and rewatch it. The idea behind this movie is there are 3 young adults who decide to take a trip to the Blair Witch Woods to try to find or try to see if this Blair Witch, this ghost, or this witch that lived out in the woods is still there. And as they go in the woods, they get lost, they can't find their way out, and so the 80 minutes or 82 minutes of this movie basically surrounds overall them in the woods and being terrorized and being scared. So, but The Blair Witch, like I said, it is one of my favorites. It still lives up very well, and if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. And the last one is one that I watch every October. It is one of my favorite horror films. It's not Halloween. I know, I originally was going to put Halloween on this list, but I thought, you know what, let's go with a different October-themed Halloween movie, and let's pick sorry, I'm leaving that in there. The anthology film, Trick or Treat. Alright, so I'm leaving all that tongue twisters and everything in there, because I don't edit my videos. I know, I don't, but that's the way I roll. But Trick or Treat, for me, it is one of my favorite anthology movies. It's one that I try to watch every October. Last year I got a little busy, did not get to watch it, but I definitely try to watch this every year, and I watched it this year, and it still lives up very nice. Being a movie that is almost 10 years old. It is almost 10 years old. Now, originally this film was going to come out in 2007, but the movie got pushed back. It was actually going to be released in theaters in 2007, but like I said, it got pushed back, and we did not get to see this movie until it hit DVD and Blu-ray in 2009. And since then, it's gotten many views from me. I love watching this film, and I know a lot of people love this movie, and it's just a shame that this movie never got the release that it deserved in theaters. But this film obviously surrounds Halloween, everything about Halloween, in this little town that celebrates Halloween. And there are 4 stories involved with the film. I'm not going to spoil them if you haven't seen them. But I love every story. I think they're great. My favorite one deals with werewolves, which I'm not going to talk about if you've never seen the film. But if you have, you know what I'm talking about. But that is my favorite story. But like I said, I love every one of them. I think this movie flows very nicely. It ties in all together at the end of the film. And of course you have that character right there, Sam, who is kind of like the creeper from Creepshow, if that's his name. I'm terrible and I love Creepshow. But he is in every story, and he kind of ties it all together as well. So Trick or Treat, it is a must for October watches, for Halloween watches. If you don't watch it on Halloween Day, definitely watch it in October. I cannot wait to see Michael Dougherty's, if I'm saying that correct, his name, his December Christmas horror movie, Krampus, which comes to theaters in December, which I'm really excited about. And he is releasing Trick or Treat 2 sometime soon. That is in the works at the moment. So, but Trick or Treat, check it out if you haven't seen it. So, recapping, Trick or Treat, The Blair Witch Project, The Fog, sorry about the glare, Amityville 2, The Possession, and We Are Still Here, a new horror movie to check out. Those are ones I watched in October, and every October, the last episode, I'm going to talk about 5 horror films I watched in the month of October, leading up to Halloween. So once again, guys, happy Halloween to you all. I hope you guys have a great and safe day. And thank you guys so much for watching these top 5 videos. I had a lot of fun doing it. There were delays, there were some changes, but life happens. And next year and the years to come, I'm only going to do 4 top 5s. But this has been Rhine1988's Halloween Top 5s, horror films I've watched in the month of October. And I will see you guys in my next video, and I'll see you guys back with these top 5s next October. In November, look out for my James Bond reviews, where I'm going to talk about my top 5 favorite James Bond movies. So I hope you're all doing well. As always, you guys are awesome, you guys rock. In with the positive, out with the negative. Happy Halloween once again, and go eat some Skittles. Alright guys, bye.